Okay, here we go. Video 2 for the phone case. And you should have the body of your phone modeled. I'll just kind of point out that I kind of clicked on all these and renamed them all to what I wanted to call them. So I had the outline, and then I extruded up the body, so I named it body, and then I rounded the corners, and then I rounded all the edges. And then here, I put the image in. I could actually put that as the second thing. So I'm actually going to go ahead and move that, which is a neat thing that you can do here in the timeline. And you can also roll the timeline back. So you're going to see that later on. So I'm going to go faster on this one and do a lot of the steps that you need to do to finish this. Step 1 for creating, you see again the 5 options for creating 3D. And we're going to use Thicken in this case. We're not going to use the shell tool. That will not work quite right for what we want on this project. So, Thicken. And I'm just going to do this trick where I'm going to pick all of the faces. So I just drag a window out to pick all the faces. And then you'll see it makes this thickened version of the phone, and we're going to want to make sure, most importantly, it's new. It's a new part. I'm not adding it to the existing part. Look over here, because this is the file you actually 3D print down here. All solids show up down here. So we're not adding it to this, and it will still all be one. We're doing a new body down here, okay? It'll be separate from the phone body. I'm going to call it 3 millimeters thick. You see that light pushes it back a bit. Okay, new, and I'm going to right click on it and rename it, and we'll call that the case. Give me a moment here, I'll show this to you, okay? One of the things I'm going to do is take the phone and no show it here. And then I'm going to go to this option to section view it. If I pick the right plane, I'll get a section view of this that I can drag in and out. So what you see now is you got this nice hollow pocket or case. And what we have to do is just put our cutouts in. I'm going to go ahead and quit doing that section plane and just start, okay? The first and easiest cutout is, to me, always going to be this top edge. And how I do it is I sketch right on this plane, okay? Sketch right on this face. So I click sketch, I pick the face, or I pick the face, hit sketch. Then, little trick, very handy tool, the offset tool. Offset will give you an offset of a line. In this case, it picked the edge of that shape that I had, and then you'll see I can kind of offset a line here from that orange line there, the edge, okay? Well, you'll see this tool more and more. Okay, that looks pretty good to me, and now I can highlight that and extrude, and this time the extrude will be to remove, and you're going to see that I can type in how far I want it to go down to remove. And let me point out, and you'll see it here, that I don't want to remove all the way through the phone. See how it cut the bottom there? I'm just going to go through the midpoint here of the case like that. And now I've got that top face removed. One of the things I realized is it's pretty easy for me to get the look I'm going for. If I go back to these edges, I'm gonna work on that later. That'll be a finishing touch item. So sorry. Let me just keep moving forward here. Okay. So I got a side button over here that I need to add. I've got a slot for some buttons and volume and mute button over here I need to add. I've got a slot down here I need to add for the plug and some speakers. And lastly, on the back side of this, I'm going to have a mirror or a camera cutout put in there. Okay, and I mentioned that you could just use the images, so I'll show you how that kind of works. You're going to see over here, I can see the position of these buttons. I'm going to make this a little easier on myself. I'm going to select that top plane again, and I'm going to sketch. This time, let's say for this side screen power button, or in a way the main action item button, you'll see I'm just kind of outlining where that button with this projected rectangular line would meet the case, okay? And this is a very important next step for any and more advanced 3D modeling. And we don't have to learn what all this is, and most of this we don't use very much. But this tool, the plane tool, we will have to use, because in this case is a great example. I can actually do a lot of this sketching here on the mid plane and not have to do this step, but I really want to take a moment to show it to you. If I choose the plane tool, you're going to see that I have a lot of ways to make planes, and you need to have planes to make sketches, to make 3D geometry. So you need that ability. Now, the first one it offers you is the offset tool, which is just going to make a parallel, identical plane offset to the one you've picked. And you see I can pull this one out to just to the outside edge of this phone. And I like this idea, because now I have a sketch to the very side of the phone I can use, and so our plane that I can make a sketch. So I choose to select that plane and make my sketch, and then I can view it here from the right. Okay. Now I'm also going to put a 2-point rectangle in here for the cutout, and what I'm doing is slightly using my mouse here, and I'm lining up. You see where that rectangle is? There. And now I'm going to go back to the right plane. So I view it straight on. I'm going to hit escape because I don't need any more rectangle tools. And now I can grab it and pull it out. And then done. I can go back and change that and make it bigger if I need to later, but I've got it what I need right now. And now I need to get in here and highlight that closed profile rectangle that I made. Extrude, again, remove. There it is. You see that cutout for the button, and I'm going to accept it. And then before I finish it, I want to show you a trick that I had to do to make this so that I could actually get my thumb in there and press it. And that's the old chamfer tool. It defaulted to a 0.2 inch chamfer, but I'm going to show you in the two distant mode here. You can change the numbers. I'm going to try 0.1 there. I don't think that's what I wanted. I'm going to try 0.1 there. And then on the other edge, I'm going to try 0.3. Yeah, that's much better. So you see that the edge is 0.3 in this direction and 0.1 in this direction. So it's more rectangular. It makes more of a gentle lead into that button. And one more advantageous chamfer maybe, I'm going to try one, a real small one, 0.01 on these two edges, and dare to see what else it might. Let's see if it can take a 0.1. It probably won't, and I won't fight it. But you see that? There you go. It did. That's going to make it a lot easier for my thumb to get in there and hit that button. Okay, so what I'm going to do is kind of set you up here. I'm going to stop the video here in a little bit, and there'll be one more video to finish everything. But basically, what you're going to do is you're going to make an offset plane again, and you can make it from faces too. It doesn't have to be, so you can make an offset plane from that, and now use that plane right there to sketch out the bottom cutout. Okay. Also, you can select faces. It'll make it offset from faces, so that's a fine option to make the volume button cutouts plain. You see, I'm just getting it close to the side. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video right now. If you're kind of getting how this works, then you can go forward and try and finish all the cutouts. The phone cover cutout, maybe I should mention that. So when I go back to and I'm going to rename all these to make sure they all have the correct name, and you'll know what they are. But the image, if I double click on that, remember that I can move it. And you'll see I kind of paid the price for moving this in the timeline. And I should have at least waited till after the body. There we go. So now, if I go back into image, double click on it, and I can move that, right? And I can move it over. And, sorry. Why did I not? I'm going to try and bring this back down a little bit more. There we go. Try and edit that image now. I think because of the... Oh, there it is. I can see it in the background. See it? That's where I was getting confused. All right. See, that's rectangular square. I can come over here and move in this image when I need to make the cover cutouts. But I'll kind of cover all those details in the last video. Okay, keep going. Good luck.